I just took a shit, flushed the toilet. Roland, like I said, Roland got home about 7:54 with all three dogs. Walked into the front door. Fifi and Red ran in ahead of him, and then came into my and Jake's room. Fifi and Red came into Jake's room, where Jake and I were located. Roland walked up the hall and said, "Come on, Big, come on, Red." And Roland went into Roland's bedroom. Then 2 minutes later, Roland walked out of Roland's bedroom with a cigarette sticking out of his mouth and called Fifi and Red to go with him, but left Gizmo. So he's going to stay gone all day. And he's doing this to protect himself and to falsify testimony. He started doing this past week, and he's taking Fifi and Red with him. He was up and down out of his bedroom again. Roland was in and out of Roland's bedroom last night again several times. He's trying to use stealth and being very sneaky to sneak up and down the hallway. The times that he wants to be heard, he opens and closes his bedroom door regularly. The times that he does not want to be heard, he is trying to be sneaky. And so I left Jacob's bedroom door open because I knew that's what he was doing. He's not in Vietnam anymore. And sorry, yeah, I can still tell. So Gizmo ran out of Jake's room into the hallway, and Gizmo went straight to Roland. And Roland said, "Gizmo, go back to your room." And Roland had snuck out of Roland's bedroom. If you watch the video, you'll hear Roland plainly closed his door before he did that. So Roland plainly closed Roland's bedroom door in the video before the video in which Roland was in the hallway stealthily and was caught by Gizmo. So I really need to light up the hall. There's these lights you can buy that have adhesive on them, and they have batteries in them, and you just push them and they turn on. The problem is they run by a battery, and I'm just Roland's bitch right now, and everybody's laughing and making a fool out of me and Jake. So right now, Jake and I really need to leave here because Roland is working very hard to lie. I've gotten messages from Eva clearly indicating that she is conspiring with Roland and the neighbors next door on the top and second floor next door, and thinks it's funny and has hired a hitman already to kill me. And so I've got several messages from her saying those things. So I'm just Roland's bitch. He thinks this apartment is a fucking jail cell in a prison block and that I'm his nigger. I don't know where Roland went. Roland will not let me drive his Sentra anymore. There's no reason for him not to. I paid for the gas and bought him cigarettes for letting me use it. He wants to control and know where Jacob and I are going. I've never approved purchases by anyone other than purchases that I've made personally myself with the money in my hand, whether it be cash or my Walmart card or my child support card. I've never given anybody permission to make any purchases that I did not, I've never given anybody else permission to do that, except for maybe Jacob, if I gave him, money to buy a burger at McDonald's or something. So nobody ever spends a dime on me and Jake but me, and nobody pays our bills but me. Nobody pays my bills. Nobody pays expenses for me and Jake but me. So anybody that's spending money saying that I've given them money or given them permission is lying. I have no knowledge of any money or resources available to me and Jake. And these people, Roland particularly, he'll say things to me about purchases and stuff, like when Eva bought her car. He asked me about it like he was asking me permission for her to make the purchase. And he said that her landlord bought her the car for no reason, just because he was a nice guy. The other day he said that he was going to buy a $40 membership at Sam's Club. He said, Cher's going to get me a $40 membership at Sam's Club. I said, well, really? Because, I could have signed up for one of those at the school board office. I just didn't have the money. So that's the kind of game this is, and he sees me as his bitch, and he's got me right where he wants me, and he's going to stay gone all day till Jacob leaves, which is what he did the other day. Roland actually came home, and I saw the front end of his vehicle stop at the end of our driveway, and then he pulled backwards into the apartment, into the driveway of the house next door. And the minute that Jacob went down this driveway on his bicycle and turned onto Cornwell at the end of East Boulevard, that very second Jake turned onto Cornwell, Roland turned into our driveway. So he was sitting there waiting for Jake to leave. And when Roland pulled his vehicle all the way down here and parked next to my Durango, the woman downstairs immediately opened her door downstairs. I don't know the woman who lives downstairs in Unit 132. Jake and I have never stepped foot in any other dwelling or building on East Boulevard Street except for this second-floor apartment located at 130 East Boulevard Street. That's it. Nobody babysits Jake. I don't have any other children. I don't babysit other kids. I ain't anybody's nigger, and I damn sure ain't anybody's bitch. Right now, the choice that I'm going to have to make is either Jake and I are going to have to walk in the cold without suitable heavy winter jackets, or take the bus, or we're going to have to sit back and let Roland do this. And he didn't care. He told me, I said, you know, I'm videotaping you, and I'm posting this stuff on Facebook, and I'm videotaping this and posting it on YouTube. And he said, I don't care if you record me. That's because he's an arrogant prick. There's an SUV that just pulled up next door, in the next door driveway. It's an SUV. Oh, it's one of those little PT Cruisers. Time now is about 8:10. Light gray. Jake and I don't ever have any contact with anyone on East Boulevard Street at all except for Roland. And that includes all of our neighbors. I've never spoken to Pat or Ronnie or Fred. Last time I spoke to Shantae was when I banned her from this apartment in January 2014. I do not communicate verbally or non-verbally with anybody on this street. And it looks like there's a black obese woman that just got out of the PT Cruiser with holding shopping bags or something. She looks like she's probably in her 50s, and she's gone around to the back of her vehicle over to the right side, and she's actually up in the back right door of her vehicle. So, you know, that's it. Roland wouldn't care if he got the bracelets put on him. Looks like the black woman over there is taking shopping bags out of her back seat of her vehicle. Items evidently purchased. Looks like, yeah. And she's walking towards the apartment building next door. Several shopping bags. And it looks like the woman I just described walked into the ground floor apartment next door. Don't know her, I've never seen her before. Anybody that tries to argue they got my permission and I should have known and should have figured out, that means they're admitting they did not explicitly speak to me to get consent to engage in any financial transactions. You can't spend other people's money without durable power of attorney that is court approved by a judge who has gotten consent from the person giving the power of attorney and the person taking it. It has to be done in writing. So there's no other way to say that. And saying that, oh, well, she should have known, she should have figured out. Well, I've got videos of snitches doing nothing but being placed in the way that I'm walking or the place where my son and I are going. And they just push buttons on a phone and stand there and wait for me and Jake to walk by and see them reacting, and then put a phone up to their ear, you know, whatever, without having any contact with me and Jake. So there's no reason for me to think that's got anything to do with me, except that I see it the same routine over and over again. Other than that, you know, I don't have any knowledge of those people. I've never known them, never met them, have never interacted with them, have never spoken to them, or communicated with them verbally or non-verbally. They're simply being placed where I'm walking or where my son and I are going with a cell phone to falsify that consent. And I consent, if it's not given by court order, if you don't have a court order to do what you're doing, consent has to be given freely, voluntarily, and with the full knowledge of what you're consenting to. You don't get to assume that it's okay to spend somebody else's money or do anything like this. So that's it. you know, that's all this is, and I need to get Jake up now. We need to just leave here and just be gone for the rest of the day, because that's what this is. That's why Roland left. Roland's saying that Roland doesn't live here, and that's what is obvious, and he's going, or at least he's going someplace else, and he's hiding all day, and that's why he's leaving these early mornings, sometimes before dawn, taking just Fifi and Red and staying gone all night, but coming in and out all night, because he's falsifying accusations against me and saying that it's me, and it's not me. It's never been me. It's always been Roland. You can check my videos and tell he's a lying son of a bitch, and he's getting away with it now. He doesn't care. He's trying to accomplish what he's trying to accomplish. If it's uncovered later that he was lying, you know, the cop will go to jail for suborning perjury, or at least for failing to supervise, you know, his informant. You know, and I won't sleep anyway. Roland's keeping me up all night with these games he's playing. Guess I'll have a can of chili mac. Such nutritious breakfast, but we don't have electricity, so we can't really have foods that are kept in the refrigerator. Gosh, why is it we don't have electricity? Oh, that's right, because of Roland. Yes. And the airman just went back into her back door. Just saw her back door closed. Jake's still in Jake's bed. So Jake and I are alone now since Roland left at about 7:56 with Fifi and Red for his last trip out. I need to wake Jacob up. We need to leave. Hadn't heard escape from the downstairs unit. The 132 Blueview SUV is parked in front of the 132 door downstairs.